the Krishna says that now Dham, it is in WECAN. There is no difference between the Dham and the words and the person himself, Krishna himself. So it is very imperative. It is very important. Not imperative, it's very important for our personal sadhana that we take the most benefit of being in the Dham, and carefully we must execute our devotional service. We must perform very carefully perform our devotional service, and in that make sure that there is no offense. We may think that I may go and copy and as we hear somebody, you can do it. Yes, of course you can do that. You can go on your own also, and you can copy or hear or follow what you're told. But as far as possible, till the time it is practically possible, go with somebody with senior. Don't go on your own. When the senior is not there, or with the request of the senior, you can go on your own. You can live. It's fine. So these are very important points which we have to be considering. And ultimately, anything which makes us remember Krishna, we must do. There's a bottom line. People may come and say whatever they have to say to us. They may say whatever they have to, for their own personal things. But ultimately, we have to see what works for us in our. Once we do that, then we must take full responsibility of our actions. We can't do this also and that also. There is no hypocrisy. Yeah. So these are the points which one must consider. Very important. And especially when these points are not repeated. So if you are not attentive when this message has been given, if it has been, it is up to us whether we are attentive or not, whether we remember or not. And yeah. So ultimately, it is all up to us. Whatever makes us and help us remember Krishna. Yeah. So with that in mind, those who have switched off your cameras, I would request you to switch on your cameras, please. And it should not be that a request has to be made. Because if tomorrow you speak and we all switch off, let us see how much you'll be able to listen and speak. It's a matter of etiquette. When we have physical programs, we all are physically present there. There's no question of switching off. So this is the same thing. We take the advantage of technology, but if you're learning something, then respect must be there. Right. So who would like to first go with the devotees who would like to share your day 1 and day 2, the realizations, homages, remembrances, and for the benefit of everyone. Yes, please. Feel free. Hare Krishna. And others can join after them, darling. You can start with the Yes, sir. Please continue. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, am I audible properly? Thank you, His Grace Amrit Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Navadna Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Sarpan Krishna Prabhuji. And thank you all other deities. The day 1 and day 2 realization. First, we were supposed to reach a day earlier, but we couldn't. We missed our flight, and I think that realizations are covered in our last lecture. So on the first day that we reached Sri Vrindavan Dham, in the morning, we first like when we had breakfast and then we and Amreshji, I remember Prabhuji told us that have as much as you want because we'll have a lot of walking now. So after breakfast, we started with Vrindavan Parikrama. So I remember that Prabhuji asked us that if you can do the parikrama without shoes and socks, that would be very good. So me and Deepak Prabhu tried doing the parikrama without shoes, and like it was quite a long distance. I did not know initially that how long it would be. So me, Deepak Prabhu, Amrish Prabhu, and Divyanshi Mataji were ahead, and Purnabhadna Mataji, Krishna Prabhu, and Sushri Mataji were also there in the behind. So we started with giving our obeisances to the Dham, the point from where we started the parikrama. And we've learned this in the entire Yatra also. And also in the last year's Yatra, that whenever His Grace Amrish Prabhuji sit at any place or uh, wherever we sit or do chanting, we first pay our respect to that particular place and then we sit in that place. And when we get up from that place, we do the same thing. So we did our obeisances and we started with the parikrama. And after a while, we were a little ahead, and Sushri Mataji were bit in the back. So Prabhuji asked us that if he's not comfortable, he can go back to the room because it would be a lot of walking. And I understood that Sushri Mataji would not be able to walk so much. So I called Sushri Mataji, and when I was calling, one monkey came and took away my glasses just while I was talking to Sushri Mataji. And it was actually his mercy that he did not take my phone, but took my glasses. So there was this one person standing there, and he immediately asked me that if you can give me 50 rupees, and I'll get you your back, your stick back. So I said, yes, please take my stick back. And Prabhuji stopped there, and Prabhuji came to us. And Prabhuji said that, see, I told you, they are always looking and they are always observing things. And just when they thought that I am distracted, I am talking on phone, he came from behind and took my glasses. I eventually got my glasses back. They were a bit bitten from the corners, but it was mercy that I received them. Then Amritsarji asked me that I should be with Sushri Mataji because she is alone. So I waited for her and I joined Sushri Mataji and Krishna Prabhu. So me, Sushri Mataji and his Krishna Prabhu and Krishna Prabhuji were there in the back. And his Amrit Prabhuji, Divyanshi Mataji and Deepak Prabhu were a bit side of her. So there are a lot of things that I understood, and it was very special for me as well because we got time with Krishna Prabhuji, and I got to ask some questions to him also. And the most important thing from that part that I remember is that I asked Prabhuji that Prabhuji, we are with you from almost 3 4 days, but I do not yet feel the importance of this, and I do not yet feel the importance of the Dham. And I know that when I go home, and I will miss this, and I will miss that I did not ask this question. I will have regrets that I did not have time to ask this question. That time I was not very attentive, and all those things will come to my mind when I go back home in Nagpur. So. Krishna Prabhuji answered me that it is always the absence that makes us think, right? And he gave the example of His Grace Amrish Prabhuji and His Grace Purnapadna Mataji that when with Maharaj, they did not have any regrets. They were there, like they absorbed it fully, 100%. I remember this very clearly. Krishna Prabhuji said this. And one more important point that Kishti Mataji was not able to walk, and we were taking many stops. Like we were taking 2 2 minute stops after every while. So Krishna Prabhuji pointed out that uh, we cannot even do this much austerity. We cannot even imagine how much austerity Srila Prabhupada did to us. In that age, Srila Prabhupada traveled all over the world in the Western countries and did so much austerities, sleeping just 2 hours, writing so many books, so many translations. And just this much austerity, we think that we are doing very great things and we are doing so many hard work things. So this was the point that I took from that conversation that we had. And I think that day we did not go anywhere else after the that's after we had Vrindavan Parikrama. Then we did not go to any temple. And I think we were in the ISKCON temple and we took darshan there. And Srila Prabhupada Samadhi and Shri Krishna Balam temple we went there. And in the evening time uh, we had quite a lot of time asking Prabhuji questions. And we also had kirtan sessions that night, if I'm not wrong. So we also had kirtan sessions that night with Krishna Prabhuji. And on the next day, there were a lot of places that we went in the next day. So next morning we went to Nandgaon, Barsana, Ter Kadamba, and uh, Vrindakund also that we went last time. So Nandgaon, it was very different that we had from last experience, and we got darshan right. Like just as we went there, we got darshan from very close. Nand Baba's darshan and Krishna's darshan, and I think like Prabhuji were in touch with the pujari that were there, Devkinandan from the last year. And I could understand that wherever we went, it was not like all everything was planned very properly, and like no things were like anything was not casual. Like there was a lot of planning and lot of thinking of where we should go and from whom we should talk to and like where should we get the knowledge from. So everything was there and everything was very properly planned that I could understand when we were in Nandgaon. And uh, after Nandgaon, we went to Ter Kadamba and Vrindakund as we did not have much time there. But I remember in Ter Kadamba we were doing kirtans, very nice kirtans, and other devotees came there and they were giving some lecture. So we did not stop the kirtan. We just lowered the volume. We stopped with the instruments and we finished the kirtan very slowly and with very low volume. But we did not stop the kirtan. So that I understood that we should never stop kirtan abruptly. We finished the kirtan very nicely. And in that night, I think in yes, after that we went to I'm not remembering that place. Yes, the Kevar Kund. I remember. So we went to Kevarkund after that. We were supposed to go to Barsana temple, but we could not because the vehicle would not take us upstairs, and there were Matajis, and we would not be able to walk so much. So we went to Kevarkund, and it was like one of the most intense discussions and the moment that we had in the entire yatra in the Gevarkund. And I remember the topic was that how fortunate we are that we are just 500 years Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. Lord Krishna came as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just 500 years ago. And Lord Shri Krishna came 5,000 years ago. And we have Prabhupada's teaching, we have all the Dham, we have everything right in front of us. If we would have been any other Manvant or any other Yuga, we would not probably even know that Vrindavan pastime of Krishna. We were discussing this point, and I remember that there was one monkey there. So wherever we went in any kund, so Prabhuji had showed us that we first do like whenever we go to the kund, we first do water like this, and then we take some water and then place it over our head. And we saw a monkey doing the same thing there. And Prabhuji said that. How can we say that this is a lower species? He did the same thing that we did. And how can he be like a lower? We say that these are lower animals and we are higher animals. But he did exactly the same thing. And we have that video, we captured that video. So Prabhuji said that how can we know that this is not a sage or a very saintly person? So I think these are some of the very important points that I remember from the day one and day two. Like as devotees will share, I'll probably have more points. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for doing it. Just so that everybody is aware, he is traveling in a train, a long distance train. That's why the connectivity is a little on and off. So thank you very much. You will share your realization. It's very wonderful. And start the discussion. So now who would like to share your realization? Hare Krishna. And I think Suchi Mataji is switched off the camera again. This is not correct. Program started. This camera should be switched off. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, His Grace Sampresh Prabhuji, Her Grace Puna Pragya Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samapan Krishnadas Prabhuji for arranging these programs and for allowing us to be a part of the Vrindavan Dham Yatra. Thank you, Pradyum Prabhu, also for sharing his realizations. As he also said that as everybody will share, we'll remember more and more because it's so deeply unfortunate that already we're getting so many important instances that happen. I remember the first instance of when we came to Vrindavan Dham, like we came really late at the night, and it was only me and Shashti Mataji were sharing a room, and Amrish Prabhuji and his family were in a different room, and we had booked two separate rooms in the hotel, and Amrish Prabhuji asked us that you should decide which room you want, on either on the ground floor or the first floor, and he still again, as we were saying last time, that at every point in time he was forcing us to he was asking us to make that decision of like what you want and why do you want it. And I remember that like we were a little confused, me and Shrishti Mataji, but then at the end like we made the decision of like staying in the first floor. And I remember Amrish Prabhuji said that yes, whatever you feel safe, because that safety is extremely important, and whatever you decide, that's that happens without questions. And I remember that when we got up the next day, we were sitting at the breakfast table, and again, we had like some question answers, and we had like some discussions. And Amrish Prabhuji, of course, asked us that we should eat as much as possible because we have to walk quite a lot after that. And I remember this like initially it was like it felt like we were like when we started the parikrama, we paid obeisances at that particular place in the corner, I remember. And we started walking, and we were like walking really fast. Amrish Prabhuji were walking really fast, and we were trying to keep up. I was trying to keep up. And after a really, really long time, like I remember this distinct moment of thinking that, you know, all of us are like still falling behind so-called young people. And like I was specifically struggling quite a lot to keep up with Amrish Prabhuji's pace. And then I remember this distinct moment when Amrish Prabhuji turned around and said that, okay, now I will walk slowly for all of you so that you can keep up. And then that's when we were like able to still manage to keep up the pace. And it was still very, very difficult. But um Amrish Prabhuji did not take a break anywhere for the 10 kilometers that we walked. And only at this one instant he turned around and he said that if you like he asked me that if you need water, like we'll stop and like we'll get water, let us know. And that is the only time we stopped. And because I needed to have like water, and Vishwabuji did not even have water or anything, and he completed the whole parikrama without any stop or anything. And it was so intense. And I was like later when Srishti Mataji told me about how Krishnadas Prabhuji encouraged her, saying the same thing, that you know how much austerity Prabhupada did to propagate this movement, and we are just walking 10 kilometers, and we're thinking that, you know, it's such a big feat for us to do. But like it's still like the austerity of that whole parikrama is it was very intense for me. And I remember that we stopped it because Pradyumna Prabhu had to go back, I remember, for to like to take Shrishti Mataji. So it was me and Deepak Prabhu and Ambrish Prabhu who were up in the front. And I remember that we paid obeisances to the ground of Vrindavan, and then we were also passing by we also crossed a particular ghat in Yamuna, and where Amrish Prabhuji took the water and he gave it to us also. And like after it all like ended, it felt extremely intense. And I remember that I remember thinking that back in my college days, like we used to have these 10-kilometer runs and everything, which people would prepare intensely for, and like people would train for days just to run those 10K marathons and everything, and so much this thing would like preparation would go into it. And I was thinking that everybody, like especially Deepak Prabhu and Pradyuman Prabhu, they walked barefoot just like that in their uh no in like a normal circumstance, and it was like it still felt so intense. And after that I remembered like we had prasadam at the Govindas, and then when we like like there was a particular instance after all of us, like after the day was ending and we were standing. It was, I think, me, Pradyum Prabhu, Deepak Prabhu, and Ambrish Prabhuji. We were standing in the middle of the road and we were asking a lot of questions to Ambrish Prabhuji. I remember asking this question that like I've spent so much time with Hare Krishna WECAN, and I've decided now that I've decided completely that I want Hare Krishna WECAN to be my only source of knowledge. And I am not connected to anybody from the temple, and I'm not connected to any other devotees from any other sphere. And I would like to keep it that way. But would it be offensive if I did not at all, like if anybody tried to give me knowledge and I completely rejected that as a source of information? And Ambrish Prabhuji said that, what do you mean by offensive? What does it mean to offend somebody? If you tell them that you've accepted so and so as your source of knowledge, and whatever you are saying may be right, but this is what I've accepted as my source of knowledge. So all respect to you and all glories to you. But you can do whatever you want, but please let me do whatever I want. Do you think that would be offensive to anybody? And I was thinking deeply about that that my understanding in a lot of things is still very premature. And Ambrish Prabhuji put it so clearly that you have to understand what offense means in the first place. If you've decided that this is your only source of knowledge, then it is not offensive to anybody. And Ambrish Prabhuji said that all of us I am still like learning in the training phases. And so we're not still sure what to pick from everywhere. That if anybody gives us any knowledge, we don't have yet that discrimination yet of what to pick and what not to pick. But as we become trained enough, we'll understand what to pick from where. So you can take knowledge from everywhere after that point, after you're trained enough. And after that, we also in the evening we had a kirtan session with Krishnadas Prabhuji in our rooms, and I remember we were telling him that it was so much better than doing it over Zoom or over Google Meet, because he could see in the real time all the places that we were messing up. And it was so like Krishnadas Prabhuji encouraged us to sing and us to play the instruments as much as possible, and it was really nice. And I remember that the heating of our room, me and Shashi Mataji's room, was not working, so we had to sleep in the cold in the night before. And so we were just like, both of us just casually, we were just telling Krishnadas Prabhuji that the heating of our room is not working. But then Prabhuji made it a point that he helped us out at every day. He asked us that, like he went out with us to the reception to like ask them to replace the heating or to like make some solution. And I was thinking that the same thing that, before even like Puna Pragya Mataji, when we did not take the oranges, like she came, like all of the Ambrish Prabhuji and his entire family are like so thoughtful about every single one of us, taking care of us at every step of the way. And uh, on the second day, we woke up for I remember that Shuchi Mataji also joined us on that day, and the first place we went to was the Nandgaon. And I remember because it was like a lot of people in the same car, so we were trying to figure out different permutations and combinations of how we should sit so that it becomes the least cramped. And like all the Prabhujis very, very nicely and very generously offered to sit in the back so that we could sit comfortably up in the front, but it was really, really crammed in the back. And I remember that the moment that we entered the Nandgaon, Ambrish Prabhuji looked back at us and he asked us that, do you remember what happened here the last time that we came? And I remember the last time when we came, the time that we came, we were not able to get darshan. So we just circumambulated the temple and while doing kirtan. And it was extremely intense. It was extremely intense. And at the end, we were able to take darshan as well after we did kirtan and everything. So Amrish Prabhuji asked us that, do you remember what happened here last time? And so we said, yeah, we remember that we were not able to get darshan initially. And so he said that let's see what Nand Babaji has planned this time for us. And we went and we were able, like we were taken straight in front of to sit right in front of the deities, and we were able to take such nice darshan this time. And I remember thinking that even though like we got such a beautiful darshan this time, but the intensity still feels the same because we still did kirtan, we still did everything as per the exact mood that we had the last time. And I remember that there was a pujari over there who sat with us for quite some time, and who was giving us a lot of knowledge and a lot of he was telling us a lot of things about Vrindavan and about the temple. And I was thinking that I was referring to the discussion that I had with Amrish Prabhuji the day before, where he said that we do not yet know where to pick knowledge from and how to pick it from, because I could not understand what because that Pujari told us a lot of things, but I was not able to understand what to pick and what not to pick at all. So I was thinking about that, and I remember that like when we were like when we were taking darshan, all of us donated some Lakshmi for, because it was Yashoda Mai's appearance day, I think, the next day. And but then Amrish Babaji told us that, you know, it's not an ordinary temple that we're coming to, that he's done his research about the temple, that this is the only temple that is not under the control of the court. And because he understood these things, that is why we spent as much time over there, and that's why we did the things that we did over there. And I remember that we were also offered to take prasadam from there, but Amrish Prabhuji asked very humbly that just give me like half a roti. That's all I want, nothing more. Please honor my request that I only want this half roti. And then Prabhuji gave it a little bit of that roti to everybody, like from his own hand. And it was really nice. It was really mesmerizing, the whole experience over there. And I remember he gave the first piece to Deepak Prabhuji, saying that he's a Brajvasi, so he should take first. And it was called Madhupuri, like that's what I recall, because he said that because the bee takes from every flower, not just one. So that prasadam, like Prabhuji said, that we don't deserve to have this prasadam really, but we're here simply and purely because of the mercy. Otherwise, we don't qualify to have this prasadam. And I remember that we did that kirtan. We did some kirtan over there for some time, and it was really nice, and it was really intense. And I also remember this point during some part of the kirtan, that we were still like we were listening and we were chanting. I think somebody Shoji corrected us that chanting is a very private affair, so we should not listen while we're like we should not chant while we're listening or we're doing something else. It's a very important affair that we need to take seriously. And I remember that like when we also went to the to Ter Kadam, we had another kirtan over there, and it was like I remember distinctly that we had a beautiful kirtan over there. And Vishwaji told us that we should after like we did everything, like as Pradyum Prabhu said, that some lecture started behind us. That's why we had to like lower down the volume, but it was still like we completed the whole kirtan the way that it should have been done. And after that, Amrish Prabhuji were telling us that this temple belongs to some different Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, and not all Vaishnava Sampradayas believe Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be Krishna, to be God, but they're still like a little bit tolerant towards ISKCON, and that's why they were letting us do kirtan over there. And we also went to the Gehvar Kund, or we discussed, like it was I think the most intense point of the day for all of us, because it was a beautiful place. And Amrish Babaji were telling us about the pastimes over there and everything, and he also made this one point that I remember, that like it was evening, and so the smell of the wood burning had started coming. So it was a really nice smell, and Amrish Babaji said that when you go back to your corporate jobs or to whatever that you're doing, you should remember the smell, and you should remember this. You should keep this in your heart so that you don't forget this. And we were having this really nice discussion about how we're so fortunate that we have met, like we've come in contact with Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev, And we may think that we'll do some pious activities and go to higher planets, but when we come back, we don't know whether we'll have the shelter again or not. And we're so fortunate that we are able to come here, and all of us are able to discuss all these things as per the mood of Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. And the same point that Pradyum Prabhu said, that regarding the monkey, that Amrish Prabhu said that did you notice how the monkey took the water? It did the exact same thing that I did. So how can we say that he's lower? He's lower species than us. And when will we realize that that's a sadhu, that's a saintly person? And I remember during that time that Amrish Prabhuji had a really bad throat for the duration of the whole trip. But when we came to Gaivarkund, like he was like for the first time during that day, I think his voice opened up and we were able to like properly hear it. And he said that, so Radharani gave me my voice back. So it was really nice. Like the whole discussion that we had over there, it was extremely nice and it was extremely intense. And there was so many other points that we discussed. And in the end, we also went to Sakri Khor, which was the place where the pastime of Krishna collecting the tax of butter from the gopis happened. And I remember like it was a very beautiful place. It felt like, and Amrish Prabhuji told us that that we should keep chanting because the hill over there was uh, was where Lord Brahma also resided. So we should be chanting so that we don't commit any offenses over there. And we went, like I remember we were crossing the hill and we didn't somebody over there told us that this is the place where you're supposed to pay your obeisances, otherwise we would have missed it because it was such a small place. And I like the image of uh, that place is still very crisp in my head, that I remember that we were walking and Amrish Puri were walking ahead of us and like the sun was setting on the horizon and it was a beautiful vision. And Amrish Puri turned around and he told us that like nothing can intoxicate you like the smell in the air right now, and nothing will ever intoxicate you like this. So this smell you should remember with you, and you should keep this with you when you go back to your respective places. And I remember at the night when we came back after all of this, uh, we were sitting in the car and like all of us were sharing our realizations as to what had happened and everything. And like all of us had a really nice discussion. And Krishnadas Prabhuji said this point that we all still think that like we're the controllers because we paid for the flight, we paid for the ticket, and we came here. But really, it's nothing like that. All of this is purely and entirely the mercy of Krishna that all of us can be here together, and the mercy of Guru Maharaj and the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. And I remember at the Gehavarkund, sorry, I missed this point at that point, that Prabhuji said that, you should pray directly to Maharaj whenever you want to. You should invoke my name. You should say that Amrish Prabhuji has given me the authority to pray to you, and you should pray directly to him. And you should not worry about anything else because now we have connected you to Guru Maharaj. And that we are sadhakas, we are not rasikas, so we should not prematurely try to become something else. We are so interested in our own bhakti and our sadhana that we have no time to criticize anybody else, that we have no time um, to criticize anybody else or to focus on anything else. We're only interested in our own sadhana. And Prabhuji told us about how like the kund was made also in the first place by Krishna just for Radharani. And the tree that was over there, I remember that Amrish Prabhuji told us that that tree had been there for 5,000 years or something, and it dies sometimes, but it comes back. And it was the place, like the tree was the place where uh, to hang the clothes and everything. And we were also Mataji were also telling us about her, how she used to manage everything with like having 3 programs a week and having a job and like having a family and everything. And she was saying that we should not think about how devotional service should be done. We should just do it. The word no should not be in our dictionary. We should just do it and not think about it at all. And I also I remember that on like after we came back from like taking from the Sakri Court, when we came back and we were having dinner at Govinda's, I asked this question to Prabhuji that because like my parents are not like in like a lot of knowledge about what I am doing, so they always like make plans on Saturday, Sunday for me to go here and there. And Amrish Prabhuji said that that's because they are testing you, how serious you are and how seriously you take this. And you should be upfront about it, that this is very important to you. And I was, and he like, he was guiding me in that way to say that, I thought a lot about it also, that he said that it's a hill that you have to climb with your family. And it's your choice whether you want to climb it or not. And so if you have to climb it, then you should do it as soon as possible. It should come from you in your own words that this is not some small thing for you in your life and that this is the way that you want to live your life for the foreseeable future. And the first thing I remember Amrish Babuji has asked me that, do they even know that you cover your head in the programs? And I said that no. And Amrish Babuji said, see, that's completely wrong. They should know these things. They're your parents, and it's a good problem to have. He said that it's the one of the best problems to have, that because they care about you. That's why they're as concerned as they are. And he gave me this instruction that as women, we should be submissive but confident in the knowledge that we have, but not like fighting with anybody, especially with our family and our parents. Um, uh, and we also so like I remember that after we had prasadam, all of us went to our room to have like we had a lot of discussions also during that time about like about temples and about how important they're going to be. I remember Krishnadas Prabhuji asked this question towards the end, that do you think temples are going to be important in the future? And Amrish Prabhuji said that because like we understand that bhakti can be performed anywhere, and that's why it's, even though it's a controversial statement to make, but Amrish Prabhuji said it, that the temples are not going to be that important in the future, because the whole sadhana ultimately it can be done from anywhere, and we need to have that mood also in our bhakti. And I remember that after like we went from our room to meet Shuchi Mataji's family and everything, and we came back, and it was me, Pradyum Prabhu, and Deepak Prabhu, and we were standing and we were having another round of uh, questions and answers with Amrish Prabhuji. And Amrish Prabhuji told us that, tomorrow if you want to start your program, you can do it under the same name, or you can have a different name of your own. If somebody trademarks the name of Hare Krishna WECAN, you can call it Hare Krishna WECAN Amrish Das, or you can call it Hare Krishna WECAN Krishna Samarpan Krishna Das. It does not matter. The important thing is that the philosophy should stay the same and the preaching should go on no matter what. And I also remember this instance when we were walking back from the Govindas to our hotel, that there was a poster of ISKCON. I do not know if I should be sharing this, but yeah, there was a poster of ISKCON which said that that we will do yagna in your home for for some I do not remember, for like liberation or something like that. And like we were in the middle of the road, and it was like a lot of people were there also like walking around, and Amrish Prabhuji
For
stood in the
material
middle.
benefit. For material benefit.
Sorry, Prabhuji?
Yajnas for material benefit.
Yes, yes. Uh, yeah, so Prabhuji stood in the middle of the road, and he pointed at that poster and he said that this is complete bankruptcy of everything. This does not make any sense at all. And then he asked us, what is the first thing that we were taught when we came to ISKCON? And he's like, the first thing we were taught was that Sankirtan Mahayagna is the only Yoga Dharma. That is the only yagna that is important. So this does not make any sense at all. This is bogus. And he said, stood like he was actually like in the middle of the road. He stood very boldly declaring it. And all of us, like we felt the intensity of that moment. And I remember that two Western devotees came, like they overheard our discussion, and they turned around and they said that, yeah, this is an insult to all of our acharyas. And we had a discussion with them also, and Amrish Prabhuji very boldly had a discussion with them also, and told them that it's not that we can't do anything about it. We have to take a stand against all of these things wherever possible. And we had a discussion with them also. And then after that discussion, Amrish Prabhuji said that, when these Western devotees, when they see us as Indian Grahasthas speaking so boldly against these things, they have more confidence to speak up also. And uh, we also had a lot of like uh, a lot of other discussions also that we had with Amrish Prabhuji towards the end of the night after we met Shruti Mataji and her parents again about the Dati principle with devotees, about how to deal with devotees, like after a certain point in our training. And I also uh, I also remember asking a lot of questions. All of us, I think, we were asking questions about marriage and family and everything. And I asked Amrish Babuji this question also, that, what if I get married to somebody who is not at all conducive to Krishna consciousness? So how would I be able to participate in preaching activities? And Amrish Babuji said very nicely at that time that you don't worry, Radharani will reveal in due time how you're supposed to carry out these activities. And I also remember it, at the dinner, like I think I kept my phone down, face down. And Amrish Babuji noticed, and he said that, how often do you clean your phone? And it's another point like that I mentioned last time about Shuchi, that everything is so thoughtfully done. And he first said that, you should not put it face down anywhere. You should clean it properly, as much as possible, and you should put it face up. And then he said that, "Oh, it's a peaceful conversation. Don't worry." I made a peace sign. But then just a few minutes after that, he said that, no, it's not. It's a one-way conversation now. And I'm telling you, don't do it again. And I remember that. And I still, every time that I just mistakenly, because of muscle memory, I put it face down sometimes. And then I anxiously immediately put it face back up again. So it's like all of those instructions. I'm still and I feel like even after all, so much that I've said, I feel like still I've forgotten at least 60% of everything that happened and all the questions and answers that we had. And I was remembering that I remember perfectly the questions that I asked, but I don't remember as much the questions that everybody else does. And that's why Amrish Babuji always says that unless you ask, you will not be able to retain it that much. And but all of this also I remember because all of the four of us sat down at some periods of the whole yatra to discuss everything. Otherwise, I would not remember even this much. But as everybody else speaks, maybe I'll remember more. But thank you so much, Babuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mother. Please don't make me something which I'm not. All of you. Because you ask me questions, I answer the questions. So my name comes very often. I very awkward. So thank you very much to all of you for asking questions and for my purification. Everything is for my purification. The guidance for me to make sure that I walk the straight path. Just few things, few points, that the mountain is Lord Brahma himself. And there's a Brahma mountain too. There's a temple also there. And we went from the other side. It was the evening, and best was that it was still cold. So Vrindavan is very beautiful. In many seasons, it's completely different in all the seasons. And especially the winter time, Dham is very, very beautiful. So that's why we saw so many other sadhus there. And we saw that they were performing their evening activities, night activities when we were going there. And we went past to them. Yeah, we are very fortunate to be down. They are living there. And don't think that you will not be challenged for whom to follow. That question which came from you, whom to follow. I was challenged even in this trip by my own people in Guru Maharaj's temple. And I'm not talking about challenging very politely. It was absolutely impolite, very aggressively. My own people. I told him we have grown up together. And all kinds of things were told to me. I said, God, Guru Maharaj had planned this before, 4 years ago, how to be. We know them. Because they are a little afraid because we know them. So-called, they are heading, managing the whole yatras. So even at this time, which I said, and I was told not to follow Guru Maharaj, follow what Guru Maharaj told them. I said, why? What? Very firmly, politely, I told them, do not, next time, don't go there. You invite us with folded hands, and this is how you treat us? Complete bogusness. And no doubt with it that there are others who are very senior. We don't show our face there. So that's the reason why we have to be very careful. We follow what we follow, and if you are sure, stand by it. Be firm. So the person understood that this time he could shout and scream and call me names. Next time it will not happen. Yeah. And when we asked few questions, it's not that I told it. So don't think that we've not met Guru. Imagine what will happen to those who have not met Guru Maharaj. They will completely eat them up, man. You should follow what they have told. Maharaj has told them. I said, Maharaj told this to me. What will they do with people who have not met Guru Maharaj, or even disciples who have not had direct interaction with Guru Maharaj? They will give them wrong information or information which is Maharaj told to them. All they wanted is not me. They wanted all of you. Same thing, which is the problem with all organized religion. Very unfortunate. So all I'm sharing this today is because that the same thing, that we should be polite and firm, and we should take instructions from what we believe, not what others tell us. And this happens in the heart of our own Guru Maharaj's programs and temples. And they say, I listen to your class. So he must be listening to my class. And let him listen. Let others listen. They've got no business to enter like this. I've told all of you what is to be done. It's up to you. You see? This is very important. And that's why I'm training you. I know how things work here. Because it doesn't start with, when we say the temples and individual places, they have got misconception to say that only if you come in the temple inside, you are doing devotional service. That is not the right way. Nowhere in the Shastra this is mentioned. It is one of the best ways, no doubt about it. But at home also you can do the same thing. You can create your own things also. Sadhana. Your personal sadhana is very important. That's why we started the conversation today by saying that whatever reminds you of Krishna, you must do. Calling me bully, and this and that, out of nowhere. I said, calm down. What happened to you, man? And he was acting like a bully, man. Number one, Gunda. Excuse me. Sorry to say this, I retract this, but he was acting like a bully, complete bully. I have never said any one of you, if you do not follow me, you are not becoming Krishna conscious. Have I said this to you, any one of you? I've said opposite to you. You don't have to follow me. You follow Prabhupada, you can become Krishna conscious. You go anywhere you want to do, you become Krishna conscious. If you remember Krishna, you can. This is what is important. Have I said that? Most important thing is to remember Krishna. But no, they will always do this, and I'm telling them off today. As a personal example, remember this. But still they needed me. Because I said, you don't walk away. This time you come and stay with us, at least for half a day. Last year I did not go. I went away. And I'm nobody. For their own personal reasons. So they exactly know what is going on. I told him, I said to Guru Maharaj, I said, I'm not speaking right now to you in your tone because Guru Maharaj told me not to do so. Understand this? Yeah, I told him this. And when Maharaj allowed me, I spoke something, but then we don't want to fight with anybody. But this is complete bogusness. Nobody can say, only if you do this, you can become Krishna conscious. No, you're following parampara, you're following sampradaya, you've been taught, you're under shelter. Full stop. But onus is up to us. Nobody can give this to you. Absolutely nobody. It's totally wrong. And we had this discussion with other very senior disciples. They said this is how it is. They have not keeping any relationship. They're moving away because of the way how things are unfortunate, becoming like business everywhere. Our own self. Maharaj used to sleep in bed, as I told you, with 2 pillars and pillars. Now it's very different. So we saw, I asked him, should I go? And I said, go, you will learn, you will see. I said, observe. And I observed everything. And whatever I'm saying to you, I'll say this to them. I told them. So that's why. Do not worry about this. Okay? Yeah, we do not say things here and say things there. All right? So follow as we teach you. Up to you. If you want to, if you don't want to, don't worry. But do not jump. Do not go on your own. We know where it is coming from. Where it is coming from is very important. Instructions. See, when people are immature, they look at instructions. When you're mature, you are given the eyes, or you train yourself with the eyes to see where is it coming from. That's why I asked you the question last week. If somebody says, Guru Maharaj told you something, that's okay, but you must follow what Guru Maharaj told me. What does it mean? Yeah, and the answer given at the last time was that it's correct. There were some hidden agendas. Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. Okay. So I've shared very personal points. But this is to learn, and I'm going to share it again. So learn from this. Take your own call. Do as you like. Because ultimately, we all have to remember Krishna on our own. We can help each other. That's it. And Maharashtra Goswami Maharaj had always given this freedom to everyone. Okay? And same Maharaj told me about this person also. But all glories to them. The authorities. So-called important. Big. They say it is right, everything else is wrong. This is the mood they've got. I can say this, you guys cannot say this, please. Yeah. Because as I said, we have grown up together. It may not be that much senior to me, but still, the important points we've done together. And they know whatever they can do, but they cannot point out the finger. All kinds of wrong things are said about us. But ultimately, he also had to say to the public to say whatever others have said. What our team, me, my wife, and my son, we follow Guru Maharaj, the core of our heart. When we give Bhagavatam class, I said, which is there Guru Maharaj photograph somewhere, please? He said, I've got a small photograph somewhere. I said, please, can you please bring? Put it in my hands. And I placed that photograph at the Vyasasthan. I said, I will not sit on the Vyasasthan. Thank you. We sat on the floor. So they said, oh, I said, no, that's fine. I sat on the floor. And then the garland came. I said, I'll not. I touched the garland on my head. They were putting me garland there. I said, no, put the garland on my head. And placed that Guru Maharaj's photograph. And then we spoke. This is not artificial. This is what from my heart, it happened. So I got it. So this is my personal example. Even after all these things, these accusations, because they've got other habits, they want all of us. They do not want us. They want all of you to say, oh man, disciples, ready-made disciples. I'm not going to do this so easily. Because there's a lot to answer the question, there's a lot to answer. And also ask some important questions. Probably that's why they were very, this thing, you know? They were very close to my heart. But I'm very surprised. If they can do this to me, who had some relationship with Maharaj, they would eat other people out, man. This is not the way to follow Guru Maharaj and teach Guru. They would eat up other people. Maharaj said, this is how he was talking to me. I said, no, I was not budged. All of you would go, you'll be saying, oh my God, he's right. He's so senior. He's this, he's that. This is not the way. So I'm training you. Do not trust me also. Trust Prabhupada in the Buddha Bhasha Goswami Maharaj and follow. And they will do everything within their means to come and disturb me in Auckland. Or preaching. It'll happen. But nothing disturbs me. They don't understand. Because they'll come to my house once, you'll understand. Same vibration. Children. I told him, Maharaj tells me I'd say this. I have not done this because Maharaj told me not to do it. So I can tell few people only. I counted their names. So this is how it is. So because I'm a very weakling, that's what Maharaj tells me. You are very, very big people. But main thing is that I wanted to point this out that if this can happen to me, they can do it to me. When they're perfectly known, once they tell me you're very senior, I said, no, I'm nobody, don't worry about it. No, we know, Maharaj just tell me about you and all those things. But they are doing this to me, to forcefully obliged to follow them. They can do to anybody. And that is the reason why I'm sharing this point. And these are not ordinary, they are these big followers, big authorities controlling Maharaj Yatra. If they listen to this class, they'll gun for me. That's fine. Maharaj instructed me to continue the preaching, so I'm preaching you as it is. And I'm keeping all authorities open to all of you. You can decide what you want to do. Every man with a dog has an opinion. I told you, no? So if they call me names, it's not a big deal. It's okay. That's fine. He was acting like a bully, so why should I worry about me being a bully? So don't worry. It's okay, you know. But it was not very good. It's not very palatable. It was not devotional at all. Shouting and screaming is not the way to do things. Okay. So this is a personal example of what I told you. That's why this is the reason why temples will in the future people with hypocrisy will not work out. Because right now they talk about service and money and follow them. Only then you can do. Where does it read to say read, study, perform at a home, make into temple? Simple as that. And you can do there also if you want to go. You can go to temple, you can go to wherever you want to go. It's not necessary. You got peace of mind. And whatever is needed, if you're doing it right, then Guru Maharaj, Prabhupada, God Nitai, Radharani especially will come and teach you. This is what you should do. Okay? So beware. I wanted to share this point. And you're all very to everybody. I've not taken anybody's name, so that person knows what I'm talking about. And others who do not know would know whom I'm talking about. And they're not ordinary people, they are authorities running the show of Maharaj. Big, top. And very soon one amongst them will become a guru. All glories to them. They've done nothing wrong to me. But if they expect me to say I should endorse anybody, that ain't going to happen once I'm sure. And I don't endorse anybody. They have to be proving themselves. And you can make your choice. As I told you to all of you. You fine, please go. No problem. But nobody can take away what Guru Maharaj has instructed. There is a red line which has been crossed. And I will not tolerate this. You cannot tell me, Maharaj has told you this, it's okay. The Maharaj told me that, you must follow that. That is not acceptable. And I told him this. I'm telling you after that. It's a red line, a very big red line. So, if they can do it at our stage, it can do it any stage. People are going to come and influence. And that is the reason why this whole yatra, Krishna, Guru Maharaj showed me the way to say this. I had not planned this way. That I was teaching you to say, you decide what do you want to do. Including after eating in these places, you say, I don't want to eat any in this place again. Yeah? After staying in these places of the institution, you say, I don't want to stay in this place again. I did not say that before. If I said before, you'll not know. Now you're saying, you stayed there, you ate there, you understand better was outside. Last time, this is also good, that is also good. So we can choose. You see? Simple. This is our way. Those who are clever will learn very fast. Those who are not will take the time. It can be a lifetime also or 2 lifetimes also. But they may be right and I may be wrong also. I'm not saying I'm right. So please decide and take your call. Bhakti is a very short way to go to Krishna. Guru Vrindavan. Very easy way. It's very tough because at every stage we have to take our decisions. And after you take decisions, you have to be firm. That's why I said, why to take the decision? What is the decision? Why I take the decision? And how it is to be implemented. So I showed you why I took the decision of following Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj. What is the process I follow? Yeah. And how to protect. With today's this example, I've said that. Yeah. Hare Krishna. I hope Srila Gurudev will forgive me. Or Srila Gurudev would accept what I'm saying. Yeah. I would not want to say anything which is against Guru Maharaj. But I've got reasons to believe that not Maharaj are very happy because what I told them, what I told this person, he was taken aback. So all glories to them. Hare Krishna. All glories to all of them. This is one example. There are others also. There are things. We are very careful. Okay. I cannot give more than personal example. Yeah. Even when with the poster, I said, don't be with me. They are going to kill me, right? I told you people. That this is how we stand. If you're walking the truth, you'll always be alone. Be prepared for it. And then you'll find there are a lot of others also who are speaking the truth, but they are alone. But because we are a team, Guru Maharaj made us a team, there's a strength in it. And then they will come to break that. So, but then it is not we are weak that we should be together. It's up to you. He has to say, I told him, you are correct. We should be all together like this. And then I counted these are personal servants of Maharaj. Why are they not there? Why did you kick them out? At that point in time, Sannata said, you're right, big bhashan you people here to say we should be together in service of Maharaj like this. I said, that's right. So all these to Maharaj had, personal servants and important, like through the names also. All of them are here. We are like this, we're brothers. So we fight. We fought in the past also. We fight on faces, but we don't stop talking to each other. This is called more than blood relationship. So we should be together on this. So you were correct. I agree with you. We should be together. But like this, you should be together. At that point in time, arguments stop. Because they know they've done totally wrong things. Yeah. Because when we grow together, we know the short forms and all this. And when they are doing something which is artificially, we know the artificial, man. What you're talking about, we know. Yeah, that's why we say I'm not a guru. We know, I know myself. So please be careful. Please be very, very careful. I walk what I teach. If you do not walk what you teach, you should not be teaching. Remember this. All of you are preachers in the future after you've been trained up and we tell you to preach. Authority is given by now, not only by me. Do it, no problem. But this is a very important thing. If you cannot walk the talk, then do not be talking. If you cannot follow this temple, home, all this situation, do not preach. You don't want your followers to follow, but you are not doing it. That is wrong. Totally wrong. You should be completely satisfied. That's why after a certain maturity in bhakti, only then you'll be satisfied. Till the time you'll be wanting to go here, going there, going this. But maturity of bhakti, you will be satisfied. It's called self-satisfaction. And this is what Maharaj had instructed me. One of the very few instructions that Ambarish, whoever comes to, out of nowhere in Nashik, Maharashtra. I was leaving actually. We were leaving back to Mumbai. My mother-in-law was very sick. So my son's birthday was there. And we went there. This year, February only. Yeah. And Maharaj looked at me and said, Ambarish, make everybody who comes to you satisfied. Okay. All right. Don't ask me any questions about this. I've told you what I have to say. And from this, whatever you want to learn, you learn. Whatever you don't want to learn, you don't learn. Nobody is forced to follow me. But as long as Guru Maharaj is instructing me to preach, I'm preaching as it is. Okay. Hare Krishna. Yes, who would like to continue the realization?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Sorry, Prabhu. I know you said don't ask me question, but I'll not ask question, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu, for sharing your heart. I've
No,
just
truth.
got
Not hard. The truth. It's example.
yeah.
I'm not worried about it anymore.
Yeah. So this incident happened in Vrindavan, or you went to Rajkot or somewhere, Prabhu?
No, what he care. They called me, please come. So I went there.
Rajkot गए थे आप?
Yeah, that's okay. I'll go on my own. They were very scared, So I mean, I go. Yeah, I went. They asked, I went. Requested, you must please come. I said, okay.
I got the answer, Prabhu. Thank you,
Yeah, in my own way we went, came back, and I said, you are nobody, Hare Krishna. Yes, please, who would like to share your realizations? Continue.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, His Grace, Our Grace Purnavarna Devotee Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Sapan and Krishna Prabhuji. And thank you all the devotees for their realization. I'll start with the very first day, day 1 and day 2. But before that, the night we reached very late in Vrindavan. It was almost 12:30, and me and Pradyum Prabhu, we had a hotel or room nearby. Like it was almost 700 to 800 meters. So it was 12:30. After Prabhuji and Mataji's, we went there, and we got a call around 12:45 or 12:50 maybe. And Amrish Prabhuji asked, ki, "Are you guys well settled? You have reached? Is it all okay?" And we have reached late, so we'll do things a little late to tomorrow. So just like sleep nicely, have a nice sleep, have enough breakfast, and we'll start. So I don't like thought ki we'll receive a call around 1 after all the hectic travel, almost 10, 12 hours we were in car. And Prabhuji, like, it was so beautifully planned and thoughtful, like he was thinking of everything. And then the next day we started the parikrama, and Prabhuji told ki if you can walk barefoot, then you should. And then he like funnily told us ki this is first class. What we are doing, we are wearing the shoes, it's third class. He jokingly told us ki you are doing first class thing. And when then we started, and it was like difficult to keep up the pace with like walking barefoot and everything. And the thing that I noticed, like the parikrama was long, 10 kilometers almost. And whenever there was water in the roadside or the parikrama marg, then Prabhuji took a different route, a little different route, because I was barefoot, and without like he was so thoughtful, he was noticing everything. And in between he was asking, is it all okay, we should take rest and we should be going. He was asking this all the way. And that was like, I never planned, we never planned like it would happen this way. So the after the parikrama, like we almost took 3 hours or 2 to 3 hours for that. And we were there like standing, because me, Divanshi Mataji and Prabhuji were ahead, and Pradyum Prabhu, Shrishti Mataji and Krishna Prabhu were behind. So Prabhuji asked, ki, should we be standing here? Like after completing the uh, parikrama, we paid our obeisances, and Prabhuji asked, should we be waiting here or we should go? So I said, ki, we should be like we should wait here. Then he said, no, we should go. You should take a little rest, then we'll come again and have lunch together. Then we had a lunch, and then after that, it was long day, and Prabhuji said, ki, now let's do kirtan. And the kirtan sessions, like they continued for hours, 1 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours. And it was my first time, like Krishna Prabhu said, ki, today everyone will sing. And I haven't lead the kirtan like from 2 to 3 years we are there, and in Nagpur Sangha and wherever I didn't lead the kirtan because I'm not that confident enough. And Prabhu said, now Deepak Prabhu, you will sing." And then I sang, and I hopefully failed, but he said, "Ki, how wonderfully you are singing, you should practice. So just wherever you are playing the kartals, sing and play the kartals." And after that night, like the second day was long. We covered Nandgaon, we covered Vrindakund. We went to, like, we were planning for Basana, but we went to Gevar Kund and then Sankrikod, and then in the night again we had discussion. So in Nandgaon, like, I listened to Pradyum Prabhu and other devotees, like what happened last time. And Prabhuji asked, ki, what happened last time? So they said ki we missed, and like in past, Pradyum Prabhu told me ki Prabhuji said if Nand Baba wanted us, then we'll have darshan. And this time we had like a very wonderful darshan, very wonderful. And then some Prabhuji was there, the Pujari. Prabhuji was in contact with him, and he was telling us the pastimes and other things. And I was chanting at that time. So Prabhuji told me, ki, you should stop. It's a private affair. You should not. And another time, like we started doing kirtans. So I was handing the kartals to everyone. So again, like there was a lesson or a learning for me. Prabhuji told ki whenever there is someone, you should hand him the kartal first. And then when he plays, you should follow. You should not, you should be very thoughtful. You should not just start playing because you know how to play. So you should be aware. And then we did the thing. And then after that, uh, the thing was that like we were sharing the realization in the car. And the point that Devanshi Mataji said ki we don't know what to pick, what to not, because we are not that trained enough. And Pradyum Prabhu said one point ki there was Nandeshwar Mahadev. Like as soon as we entered the temple, we paid our obeisances there first. Then we did the parikrama of the temple. So Pradyum Prabhu said, like the Pujari, he was telling us the past time and said ki Lord Shiva was ready enough to wait 10 years to see Krishna. So Pradyum Prabhu said ki are we like that ready enough that we can wait 10 years to see Krishna? We come to the temple and we want immediately, like why are we not getting the darshan? So we are like that. So that was my point. And second point was that like the one word for my one word for that day was mercy. So I Prabhuji asked me whose mercy it is. I said it's Guru Maharaj mercy. He again asked me whose mercy it is. I said it's your mercy and our mentor's mercy. He again asked me third time whose mercy it is. So I said ki it's Avinash Prabhuji's mercy. Then he said yes, right. Always remember this. It's Avinash Prabhuji's mercy that he have connected you to us. So that was one point there. And then we went to Vrindakund. At Vrindakund, like it was my first time there. So we were sitting there and Prabhuji told us ki like here the pastime there are like I don't know remember the numbers. The first pastime starts here and it ends the last in Nidhivan. Then we were there. So Prabhuji used to go and took some water and sprinkle on our heads. And like I was blank. Like I always had a question ki we should follow or not. Like what's the difference in following or copying? Am I not imitating the things? And I asked this question to Prabhuji ki if I do what I see, if you are doing this, so I'm copying that. It's not following. So what's the thin line difference between them? And Prabhuji answered like it will come with intelligence. When you will develop the intelligence, you know what to do, what to follow, what not to follow. So, like, even if I go to the kund and took the water, I was completely blank. Like, I don't know what to do. So, I always feel like it's 10,000 times better if I just stand there and Prabhuji do what he does. So, it was like that. And after Vrinda Kund, we were going for Barsana. And then the cab driver said ki the car won't go up. And we had a long discussion, like 15-20 minutes we waited. And every time there was some emergency, Prabhuji was the first one to get down and say, ki you guys sit here, I'll go and check, I'll go and check. So every time he took the lead. And like I was thinking in my mind ki will I be able to go Barsana with Prabhuji or not? Because it was my first time. I will miss this so much. And then Prabhu said ki we have some other places, let's go to Ghevarkund. So we went there and it was so intense, like very, very intense for the whole day. It was for the whole day, like we sat that long at one place. Otherwise, we were just going there, going there. So Prabhuji said ki now my voice has opened up. Radharani has given me my voice back. And we have very intense discussion. And in that discussion, I can like the point that I noted, ki we were listening to the Nandgaon, the Prabhuji, like Devaki Nandan Prabhu was saying, ki we are Brajvasis, we don't like if we chant, it's okay. If we not chant, it's okay. Like we are Rasikas. And then Prabhuji mentioned the point like we are sadhakas, we are not Rasikas, and don't try to be Rasika like artificially. It will come automatically. We just follow, we just read, and are we following this? We are not. Are we following this? So we are sadhakas. We practice the things, and then it will automatically come. So that was the point. Then after that, we went to Sankrikor, and like unknowingly we stand, like after going there was a place where the Makan smell still comes, and we paid our obeisances there, and we probably said ki smell, and it was still coming. And then later we realized, like Prabhuji told ki we have made, like we unknowingly we have made an offense, it's Lord Brahma, and we stand on that hill. So just chant for now, don't ask anything, just chant. And we were chanting and going back to the car, and the scene was like there were trees, there was a narrow road, and the sun was at horizon, it was almost orange pink. And then Prabhuji turned and said ki what can be more intoxicating than this? Nothing can be more intoxicating than this. So do remember this whenever you are struggling in their jobs, you can't remember, so remember this while chanting. And then we came back, and it was a long day. In the car also we had discussions, and there was a point of familiarity, like Krishna Prabhu mentions. Pradyum Prabhu asked ki we always miss the things, like when we are there, and we can't stay that long too. And Krishna Prabhu said ki if we stayed that long, we don't value the things that much because of familiarity. We are familiar with the things, so we start valuing it less. So, and the controller point also that Divyanshi Mataji mentioned, I could not remember that. Ki Krishna Prabhu mentioned, the problem with me is that I always think I am the controller. I am booking the ticket, I am coming there, and we don't know like how the things arrange beautifully. It's all mercy that we are receiving there. And Prabhuji mentioned the same point, like we were getting the prasadam at Nanbhavan. So Prabhuji mentioned ki all of us don't qualify, like most of us don't qualify for this. Still we are receiving it because of mercy. And after that, like after the dinner, we were going back to the hotel, and Prabhuji standing and made that point, and the devotees were in front of us, and they stopped. And like I was like, ki, now something will happen, they'll speak something, and totally opposite happened. Like they were supporting, and they were saying, ki, it's like, yes, right, it's bogus. It's the disrespect to our acharyas. And that was the point. And then jokingly, like when we were standing there, so Prabhuji said ki now they'll come and kill me. So they'll go to my room, but I'm standing here. They'll come to here, but I'm in your room. So that was the point. And like there was a lot of point that I missed. Like I could not remember much. And after hearing the discussions of devotees, I can remember the things. And it's like for me, it's almost key. I was thinking that I'll miss this, I'll miss that. But Krishna has some other plan, and whatever the things were there, it was so intense, and a lot of point was there. Almost 80-90% I'm forgetting. Each and every point there was learning, there was teaching. So I'm very grateful for all our Siksha Gurus and all the devotees also, that I can remember at least this much. And thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Because you are Brajvasi, so you got first right, more than us. Hare Krishna. Yes, who would like to go next? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for arranging the class. Thank you, Purna Prabha Mataji. Thank you, Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhuji. And thank you, devotees, for sharing their realization. When I'm talking about Vrindavan Yatra, the first thing is that I was very excited to uh, go to this Yatra. And I was not able to come to Ayodhya Yatra, and that's why I was very excited. Now it is the time, and the night before, I got a call from Pradyumna Prabhu that because of some weather conditions, the flights are cancelled, and I was not. and it was around 8:30 or 9 p.m. that I got a call from Pradyumna Prabhu that this happened. And so I just immediately took decision with concern of my parents that what should be done. And that day itself, my parents were thinking to go to Vrindavan because of their own reasons. So it, of course, I was excited, but I was not knowing about this plan, and it all happened suddenly. Then my parents told me that I should be going with them because I was informed that there will not be an exact time for reaching for other devotees to the Dham, and it would be better for me to be with my parents. So I missed the first day of the Vrindavan Dham Yatra on the uh, third of Feb, I guess. That was 3rd or 4th of February. So I missed that. And then I reached Dham. Again, a call came from Divyanshi Mataji that the room is not, there was some problem with the rooms. So I was not able to join that night also on the 4th night. So I was thinking, what's the plan? I'm not, and of course, I know that I'm not eligible with the devotees and the intermediate devotees and everything. I know that, and that was maybe the plan. But somehow or the other, the next day, um, I was very excited. I, I, I almost ran to the place at time on time, and I could see there are a lot of devotees from the place where I was coming. My hotel, it was very different, and to the place I went, MVT, it was very different, and there were a lot of new devotees I could see, a lot of foreign devotees I could see, and I could see that everybody had their own way to for their own devotional service, their own ways to um, perform their bhakti. And I could just, when I was there, um just at the lawn, at the garden, downstairs, I could see a lot of people, lot of from different countries. I could see they were some people were talking, some people were chanting, some devotees were uh, doing some other, like they were seeing us and evaluating us, judging us. So I could just see, and just I was thinking when I was chanting that there were so many people there, just so many devotees there, and they have so many ways of worshipping Krishna, reaching to Krishna. And throughout the yatra I could see there varieties of devotees, varieties of devotees doing their kind of devotional service. And I was just thinking that how to find my ways, as other devotees also said that we are not confident. So just follow if we are not confident, uh, and we don't have any maturity yet. So I was also thinking that's like just follow if I'm because I don't have any maturity yet. And then I met Amrish Prabhu. I was not able to articulate my thoughts because there were a lot of things going around. Um, and I could not say much to Amrish Prabhuji when I met him. I just said thank you because I was not able to say anything else. Um, and he asked me that was my journey good, and I reached comfortably and everything. And I said yes. I was not able to um, think what to say that time. To ask him to apologize because of lot of rush, but I was only nodding and saying yes. I reached now, and I wanted to be with the devotees. Now it's the time, and I was not able to um, internalize that I'm there. Then the first spot was Nandgaon, and there I could see that it was it was again like it was very the place is full of compassion. I was not able to again understand how we went there, how previously the situation was different. Now we were there at the main temple, uh, in the Garbhagriha, seeing the deities, which like it was so near to the deities was so near to us. So it was a very different thing. And then we were told that the next day it was Mother Yashoda's birthday. Uh, so then it was again very beautiful to be there on that day. And then we were uh, I was chanting, I was just seeing, I was just following. There were a lot of questions, but somehow it was answered by other devotees questions, and somehow I was just there, and I was absorbing, I was observing and absorbing a lot of things going on. Then uh, the best part was sitting in the Ghevar one, the Ghevar Kund. It was so beautiful. Um I could see there was again lot of devotees were there. Lot of different kinds of devotees were passing us, and Amrish Prabhu was explaining about the Ghevar Kund, its importance. Then we went upstairs. I remember I was fearing the monkeys there, but Amrish Prabhu was telling that these are not ordinary. So don't fear them. Uh, they are the protectors of this place. So you just do your business, you just chant, and they'll not do anything. And um, um, I experienced that because when I was sitting, a monkey was was sitting just beside me, and I was just chanting. I was not focusing on a lot of like what's happening beside me. I was just chanting. I was listening to the to what Amrish Prabhu was saying, and after some time, he simply went and have his puri. Some devotees gave puris to the monkeys there. He ate that and simply went. And the place is very different. It's a very different feeling there. um, as Amrish Prabhu said, that absorb the experience, the smell, what is the fragrance, how how the place is, the entire vibe. You just absorb that, and whenever you chant, you just remember this place. It was rustic smell. It was smell of cows, the smell of coal, making meals, people making meals in the evening. So I was absorbing that too. At the hilltop, it was. Uh, I remember it was very hectic day because um, we didn't had lunch on time. Then we had some lunch, but it was um, in a very hastily. I ate something. I was not able to complete my food, so I was very tired there. But then we went upstairs, up hills, and up to the mountain there. And But the experience is still there. Even it was hectic, I still relish that experience of going at the hilltop. Then we went to Dan Ghati, um, and it was very very beautiful there. Also, we could smell the the shila where it smells like butter. Still, it smells like makhan butter. So it was very beautiful experience. Then we went back and um, I was very tired. Then we rushed to take our dinner, and I knew that I had to. And then I got a call from my parents that because of my mom had some experiences there, so I had to move, and my sister also came, and she was alone. Then I had to leave um, and the place, and I said I have to take my dinner, and then I will come back with her. So they went somewhere. My some monkey chased my mom's specs, and she got some scratches over her head and something. So I had to go back to my parents. Then I asked from Vishnu that I have to go, and he simply said that you just be with your parents. They require you right now. Don't think about, like, I told him that I wanted to come back again tomorrow, but he said it's okay. Don't worry about this. Just be with your parents. So it was a very short experience with devotees there, but I could say that it's purely because of the mercy of Avinash Prabhu, Sarvaswati Mataji, Amrish Prabhu, and Purna Pragna Mataji that I'm able to get to these experiences. I'm able to because of their mercy, I am able to get these experiences without having any eligibility to take these experiences, to listen to the such a intimate pastimes, to be in that moment. So I think it's uh, because I've done nothing, absolutely nothing, to be a part of this group, and even the classes. I'm not talking about only Vrindavan Yatra. The entire classes, the way Hare Krishna weekend teaches, is a very different from any other. I don't know about any other classes. I have not attended, so I would not pass any comment about that. But I had experienced the purity and the respect for knowledge that I guess I was not able to. I did not have in the past. Even the disciplic succession where I belong, I was not understanding even the depth of that prior to Hare Krishna weekend. And now I was talking to Avinash Prabhu yesterday only that I will try to learn about our sampradaya also in a better way now. In a much, what is the depth of our sampradaya also. So he said, yes, you should do it. And you should know the best basics of your sampradaya where you come from, so that it is clear and you understand where whatever you say, you just not say anything, or you just not you're not just blind of many of the concepts. So so that's the pure mercy. uh, and I just forgot to give the um, chuda that I made for Amrish Prabhuji and other devotees. So I just came running the next day. My mom went to hospital for some injections and everything, but I just how it got I it the rickshaw manifested. I just came running there. I was not knowing, and I just handed over the chuda to Divyanshi Mataji and Shushti Mataji, and said, "Please give it to Amrish Prabhu." And say sorry to him because I'm not able to come there. And it was just, I just hugged Divyansh Mataji and Shrishti Mataji and said that please absorb as much as possible. So it was very nice. Thank you so much, Amrish Bro. and devotees for tolerating me. Thank you.
Thank you very much for association, Hare. Although it was short. And your parents also, and we met in the evening, all of them. So your mother is okay now? There's a little bit of scratch on you.
Yes, Prabhuji, that's okay. Fine.
So she record very well immediately. But those injections had to be taken. That is a good thing you guys did. And your chuda was very nice. So thank you very much for that. My wife also says the same thing. Because our health was not very good all throughout, so it was a bit beneficial. Very nice. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, His Grace Amish Prabhuji, Hare Grace Purnakarna Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Sarvan Krishna Prabhuji for organizing this class and training us. And thank you for allowing us for Vrindavan Dham Yatra. Thank you, His Grace Amish Prabhuji, Hare Grace Saraswati Mataji for training us. And thank you to all the mentors and thank you to all the devotees for sharing their realization. For me, both the days were so intense that each and every day I have so many realizations to share and so many learnings which happened on those 2 days that I'll not be able to forget at any time. On day 1, we went for Vrindavan Parikrama, and as devotees mentioned that His Grace Amrish Prabhuji mentioned that you should eat fully so that you'll be able to walk. I was not known that how many kilometers you need to walk, because now I understood that how much health is so much important. I have to give importance to my health. And then we went for, like, we were just walking and so many kilometers have been passed, and all the devotees, they were moving forward and I was very much backward. I was thinking like how I will be able to understand where they are going and what will be the direction. I was thinking like where I should go. I was remembering the things which were passing. I was looking at all those things, and I'm very much fearful of dogs. So one of the dog came and I was just standing over there and I was just praying what I should do. I was not at back. I was looking at Purnakarna Mataji and Krishna Sarvan Krishna Prabhuji, and they both were not visible. And all the devotees who are at the front, they were also not visible. And dog is there. Where I should move now? And then I saw that Krishna Sarvan Krishna Prabhuji is coming, and I was seeing like now I'm seeing a torch of light. Okay, now he's coming. So I can move. And then he was coming and I said, I'm very much fearful of dogs. So he said, Mataji, don't worry, just chant. And he was telling me, and I was thinking like, I have missed lot of things in between. All the devotees are moving forward. They are with Amrish Prabhuji, and what I should do. But then I was thinking like, Krishna Sarvan Krishna Prabhuji is here, and he was showing me that, Mataji, do you remember this is temple, Madan Mohan temple, all those things. So he was telling me continuously chant Mataji, and I was continuously chanting. There were cows in between, there were dogs in between. I was not at all. And as soon as he mentioned, you should not be fearful of any of the things. We are in Dham, and until now, I'm not even afraid of any of the dogs. So everything which was there, everything was transcendental, and I can see everything there. This was all about the mercy. I was not even eligible to come to that place, but still I was there. I was seeing everything, and I was seeing that I am under the shelter. Now I don't have to worry at all. Then there was cow in between, and Pradyum Prabhu just came and we all were walking, and then Krishna Sarvan Krishna Prabhuji said, now you are fearful of cow also, Mataji? I said, no Prabhuji, but yes, I am. And then he said, just remember the words. And then I was again going And now, now I'm not even fearful of the cows. I can go anywhere. I don't have to worry at all. I know whatever is there, everything, I am under the shelter. I don't have to worry at all. Then we were walking and I was stopping in between most of times, and Krishna Sarkar, Krishna Prabhuji, and then Pradyum Prabhu also, everyone was tolerating me. She's sitting, and I don't know how Krishna Prabhu remember, like he was thinking, like he understood that I am very much thirsty, and then he said, Mataji, you can take the bottle. And I was very happy that now I can drink milk. Then he mentioned that you can sit for some time, but after that I'm not going to allow you to sit anywhere. And he was saying, Mataji, do you remember what Mataji, do you remember how Srila Prabhupada did the austerity, who used to sleep only 2 hours? That is what Pradyum Prabhu also mentioned. He was simply telling all the things about Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, and I was thinking that at least I am getting all those things which I was thinking I'll not be able to get, and all those things which I was thinking on my mind, that I couldn't get the association of Amrish Prabhuji is going ahead, all the devotees are there. I think now I'm getting everything is passed on. This is Srila Prabhupada's and Srila Gurudev's mercy, that we are all under shelter in the same mood of Hare Krishna. We can, all those things which Amrish Prabhuji tells us, everything is passed on, and everything is, we are listening through Krishna Sarpan, Krishna Prabhuji's words, and everything was so nice. And as soon as he mentioned that, do you remember Srila Prabhupada, how he used to do the austerity, I was just walking. I didn't stop at any point of time. I was walking, and then when the place where we need to, from where we started the parikrama, we offered our obeisances there. I was thinking, like, now the parikrama is done. I was very much energetic at that time. But then my legs were paining so much, and all the devotees, they helped me a lot. Then after that we went for dinner at that time, and we went for Srila Prabhupada's samadhi. And before I can see, like, when we went to the room, there is Srila Prabhupada's picture. It was so nice, and I can remember that every time I go from my home at any travel, for official travel or anything, I take Srila Prabhupada's photo with me. But this time I forgot to take it. And I was thinking, now there is no photo with me, Srila Prabhupada's photo. Every time I used to take it, and there was Srila Prabhupada's picture in the room itself. So I thinking, now Srila Prabhupada is there, I can talk to him. I always have a habit to tell whatever things I have, and I tell in the room, because I always have a room alone. And so I have to tell everything to Srila Prabhupada. Then when we came and I was alone in the room, I was telling Srila Prabhupada, am I eligible? Because I was so much, there was so much trouble to all the devotees because of me, because my legs are paining. I have to take help from all of them, and they have to tolerate me, and because of me, Pradyum Prabhu have to come back. He don't have to associate. He didn't get the association of Amrish Prabhuji. Why my health is not okay? What? Because of me, all these things are happening. I should sit in this place only. I should not go anywhere, because my leg was paining a lot. Because I don't have habit to walk this much, and because a lot of things were coming in my mind. And then at night, when we went to Srila Prabhupada's samadhi, I was just crying. I was telling Srila Prabhupada, I am of no use. If I'm at home, then sometimes I get asthma attack, some or the other, but now it has been reduced, but I'm of nothing. Why I came to this, why you have given me, all those things were coming into my mind. Then in the night, I don't know, we have a class every Thursday, Avinash Prabhuji's class, and Avinash Prabhuji mentioned the same exact points which I was looking for the answers to. And then he was telling Mataji, how is your experience over there? And I was telling him. And I was very much into all those modes, and I don't know, but I was thinking lot of things. So he understood everything and he just called me after the class. I told him everything, that Prabhuji, I am not even eligible to come here. All the devotees, they are so nicely engaging with Amrish Prabhuji, Mataji and Krishna Satam Krishna Prabhuji. Why I am here? I am not even eligible to do anything, but still because of mercy I am here. Only Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev, I am because of them, and I don't know, I should not come here. I think I should sit and just chant, or I should ask Amrish Prabhuji what should I do next day, because I was not in the attire also. My dress was in Deepak Prabhu's and Pradyum Prabhu's room, so my dress was not with me, so I have to go in salwar suit for parikrama. So those things were coming up, and he mentioned that it is because of your ego, you are thinking that you are not eligible, you don't know anything. And when he mentioned that, I was like, yes, this is where I was lagging, and that is why we always need a guidance from mentors. That time I was satisfied and I slept. Not I was at least having all those answers to my questions, and he was explaining me all the things where I went wrong. Then the next day, again, my dress was not there. I was thinking like, I'll not have my dress properly. What should I wear now? Then Deepak Prabhu and everyone, they were like, your dress will come. You don't have to worry. So it was very late, and I told them I'm not going to go to all of to Nandagaon and everyone. And the last night, we had a kirtan session with Krishna Sampra Krishna Prabhuji, and he asked me to play kartal and sing. And my throat was almost, it was okay. My leg was paining, I was sitting, and I was telling Krishna Sapra Krishna, I'm not going to sing. This was all ignorance. This was my ignorance, that I was telling him that I'm not going to sing, I don't know anything, how will I be able to sing? But he taught, whatever he taught us, he just wanted us to sing. This was again my ego which was telling me I should not sing, because I think that I don't know anything, and all those things. Again, those were on my mind. And the next day, and I told Krishna Swami Krishna Puji, tomorrow I'm not going to go because I'm thinking I don't want to go. I'm thinking that I should not go. But again he said to Deepak Prabhu, you should do the 9-seater car only. Because maybe in his mind he was knowing that she is going to go. It will take some time. So everyone was tolerating me so nicely. Then again the next day, when we were going, and Divyanshu Mataji was telling me, Mataji, please come. And I was telling her, no, Mataji, I am not going to come. It was all my ignorance, it was all my ego, it was all my mistakes which I have done. And when I was in Dham, then I went to, then I dressed up and I was like, okay, I should go. And I just prayed to Srila Prabhupada sincerely that if all my ego, everything, I don't know what is happening to me, I am in Dham and I am doing this. And I should speak to Amrish Prabhuji now. I took that strength, should I speak to Amrish Prabhuji or not? I said, no, I am going to speak to him. That all these things are happening. Avinash Prabhuji has already told me so many things, but I think I should speak to Amrish Prabhuji now. And I went there, I told him, I went down and everyone was chanting. I was also chanting, and I saw that Amrish Prabhuji is alone and I should go there and I should ask him why all these things are happening. And I was also thinking in my back that Amrish Prabhuji once told me that your chanting will help your parents, your chanting will help in all those ways. Just chant. I chanted one round and went to Amrish Prabhuji and told him that these all things happen, and he told the same thing which Avinash Prabhuji told me. That this is all your ego, you are in Dham, you are in Vrindavan, where people come to live, do die, and you are thinking about all those things, you are only thinking about your pain. Only you have pain, only your grandmother is having operation, all these things you only have, others will not have. Do you think from whose mercy you are here? He was asking me, from whose mercy? I was telling Srila Prabhupada's mercy, Srila Gurudev's mercy. He was just counting on his hands, and I was telling, I was not able to tell him the correct answer. And he said, just chant and think by whose mercy you are here. I was continuously till in the second day, in the whole yatra I was thinking, and in the lunch time, after Nandgaon, we went for lunch, and Prabhuji asked everyone who are going, who will be able, who are going to do the lunch, who wants to do the lunch, and I said I want to do the lunch. And Shuchi Mataji and Amrish Prabhuji, we all three had lunch in one of the restaurant, and he asked the same question to Deepak Prabhu, and Deepak Prabhu, he was also counting the same thing. He was saying Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, and then he said Avinash Prabhuji. I was thinking on the same point, and then I said, as soon as he mentioned Avinash Prabhuji, I said Avinash Prabhuji and Saraswati Mataji. Then Avinash Prabhuji said that this is because of your mentor's mercy, because of them, because of their training you are here. This, everything was so planned, so nicely executed that we'll not be able to understand unless we are sincere. That is what I understood. The sincerity and purity is required. When we went to Nandgaon also, Amrish Prabhuji took only half of the roti, and he was so much, like, he was giving all of us with so nicely that I have never, that the prasad which we have taken, it was also, I was thinking, like, this is also the mercy which I am receiving. I will not be able to get it. And it was thrice he gave to all of us. And it took only once. Everything was, and Mataji was giving us the cotton which was offered to the deities, and everything was so arranged, so nicely arranged that we'll not be able to understand the things if we are with modes. And I was completely surrendered at that time, that I am not going to think anything. I am just only thinking about the mercy. At Nandgaon, I was simply on whatever things was going on, and I told Shuchi Mataji that we'll not be able to understand it in our Pushti Marga, because we were only thinking about the rituals, we were only thinking about what we should do. But now we are understanding that in Pushti Marga, my mother always tells me that we can offer to Krishna when we are only initiated. We can offer jal to Krishna when we are initiated. They called it as dhari. We can only offer that. And now I can see that we all are so much initiated that we are here very close to the deities, and we are listening to them. It's listening to pandas, and they were so nicely telling us. Amrish Prabhuji, Mataji is there. Their family is there, and we are so lucky that we are receiving the darshan, and it's very nice. Everyone was there in the queue, and everyone was waiting to offer that water, and everyone was telling that pandas. But the way we were sitting over there and taking the darshan, I think it was something different. I have never witnessed this. I went for many of the dhams with my parents, and they always tells me, you should do this, you can't do this if you have not wear tulsi mala. That's all we do. But then the knowledge was never given to us the way we are getting here. Then from Nandgaon we went to Vrindavan and Gevar one. So my mother always tells me the Yamnaji story, and she always tells me this. We always have Aarti at our home, Yamnaji Aarti, and there is Gevar Kund mentioned in that Aarti. So I always ask my mother, whenever we go to Vrindavan or Mathura, she tells me that we'll go there in Gevar one. And she told me that what is the importance, and the importance what she told me from Kushnag, I was relating everything that Amrish Prabhuji and I, when I was back from Yatra, I told my mother that when we went to Gevar Kund, I was experiencing that the things which you tells me and what Amrish Prabhu tells, it was all something different. It was, so he said, whatever we have learned, we have understood, but then because you are already connected with Parampara, we have learned in a different way. But then she was telling me, yes, I should also, she also told her Masi, my mother also told her Masi, and my Masi was telling me, yeah, but then whatever she has witnessed, we were also there with us because you told her about Devarvar. So I was always, at that time when Amrish Guruji was telling me, I was remembering that my mother told me this, but the things which I am looking at here is all different. Everything was so intense that I'm not going to forget anything from there, and I'll always remember that in my chanting, because the 2 days were so intense that I was not able to understand that I am in Dham, and I did so many mistakes with all of them, and everyone tolerated me so nicely that I'm very much obliged. Like I'm not going to forget all those things, that everyone tolerated me so well. And thank you so much to all the devotees. Thank you so much, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, Her Grace Purna Pragna Mataji, and His Grace Shantan Krishna Prabhuji for tolerating me. And thank you, His Grace Avinash Prabhuji and Saraswati Mataji for guiding so well that at least I was able to uh, attend Dham Yatra with the devotees, because devotees were so nice that I was speaking very rudely sometimes to them, that they were not able to understand what I am trying to say, but my things were going, so many things were going on my mind that I'm not going to tell them. But yeah, thank you so much, and apologies for all those things which I made.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for your realization. Now, all the mercy that you received from all the devotees, now take it upon you to share it and give it to others. That's how you'll be able to serve them right now. All the best to you. Yeah. Your health is okay. Your parents, everybody's okay with your grandmother's passing.
Yes, Prabhuji. They are okay. So many guests are there at home, so my neighbors'
Yes,
homes,
we understand.
and they are also listening. So.
Okay. Very nice. All the best to you. So it is your parents, their mother, their father, who has taught you about Krishna before us. Their grandmother. We came in much later on. So they are your first teacher. Very nice. All the best to you. And to them also. Hare Krishna.
And Prabhuji, we were discussing yesterday, one thing I want to share, that my grandmother told me that she was, when we were there in Ayodhya itself, she was telling me, nothing will happen to me. You come from Dham and I'll be okay till the time you are there in the Dham. It was the words she told me, and yesterday we were discussing this, that at least she didn't spoil that Dham, and we were very much fearful something will happen to her, and she, because of her mercy also, we were there.
Most certainly. Most certainly. And this is how it is, she kept her word and Krishna made sure, So very auspicious. Very, very auspicious. All the best. Hare Krishna. All glories to your grandmother. Her mercy, we could have ladus and the chuda, she could, although she was not able to cook, she trained, she asked your parents to do so. So thanks to her, thanks to your parents, and I enjoyed. I'm a bhogi. I just enjoy the ladus and the chudas with you so much filling. All glories to them. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. And to all of you to bring it also. And once you finish ladus, and then I saw another lot of big bunch came, big. I said, what happened here? After we finished the ladus, then Deepak said, no, I forgot it was kept in the, or Deepak Prabhu or Sadhan Prabhu. They said it was kept in my bag also. So more ladus were coming. Jai, Jai. Hare Krishna. All the best. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, all the devotees. Thank you, Prabhuji, for arranging classes. Thank you, Guru Devotee Mataji, and thank you, Krishna Samarthan Krishna Prabhuji, for arranging the classes. Thank you, Prabhuji, for giving me time to come and join you in the Vrindavan Yatra. I would like to first of all thank uh, all my mentors, Avinash Prabhuji, uh, and Saraswati Devi Chachi Mataji for giving me the knowledge on how to at least have a bare minimum understanding of etiquettes to go to the Dham. So he just like, I asked him multiple times, what should I do? How should I go? What all instruction you have? So for a very dumb person like me, he just gave me one very simple instruction that I should bare minimum follow, and that is giving obeisances to all the devotees. So I just started my yatra with that. I was just wondering, like, I was just having a very tough week this before coming to the yatra because it was the last week of my probation in my company, and before me, there was a girl who got fired on the same position. So I was having a bit of pressure. I came somehow, and I saw Prabhuji is very, as usual. Whenever see you, Prabhuji, I'm always amazed because. Uh, because I'm usually covered around with so many people who are not even interested in Krishna. They see on Krishna's photo on my desk and they usually ask me, why are you doing this and that? But when you are with the devotee, you feel it that okay, there's some sort of importance of what we are doing, the presence, the energy that is what you and Mataji and Krishna Prabhu and all the devotees usually have. So it was very I don't know how to explain it, but it was very merciful to me that I was there with you. I remember I'll not stretch a lot of things because I have a lot of things to say and it's already been past the time. But Prabhuji, I was able to understand that there were so many things that I was able to take with me and apply in my life. One of the most prominent thing that I would like to share was the incidents that happened because of my foolishness, because of my ignorance. One of the things that happened, I remember with the Radha Damodar temple, where uh, I was I was just going somewhere else, and Prabhuji have spotted me on the very first step. Just when I was just looking at it, and Prabhuji just pointed me out, and after pointing out, he very nicely explained that how fragile our senses is. My senses were so fragile that I was just going there. This that look. I remember one of the very senior devotee I met very long ago. Uh, he was quoting something from like Vallabhacharyaji's teachings that the first thing uh, how Maya catches us is with our senses. And in the prominent among the senses, the eyes, when whatever the things that eye sees, uh, mind always get inclined toward that. And Prabhuji very nicely explained it with the example that how my eyes were going in this direction, then my mind was taking me there, and I was doing all the things that were not told to me. So that first step that you stopped me, I will take that thing in with my heart for the rest of my life and going forward. There are so many things that I was able to perceive from the devotees that how to behave properly first of all because in the material in this material way that I am living in a very ignorant way. I eat anywhere. I just do all those things, whatever is there. So I just don't have any discipline in the things. Mostly because I usually live alone with a free will. So there's a very famous thing going on over the internet that I have a free will, then I can do anything. So with the free will, I was doing anything, any rubbish thing. But that giving that direction, that is what I was able to perceive in the very small 2 days. Those 2 days, I think I was able to learn so much that I might have not learned in the last 25 years, I would say. The way Prabhuji has taken care of us. I remember the place. It was Radha Ramanji's temple. It's second time I am in the yatra, and I remember previously we have also not been there. In the last yatra, we visited there twice till the gate, and we came back because of so much of crowd. So I was very foolish that I wanted to go there, but I was not to look. But Prabhuji was thinking of after so many people, all the devotees, that how Matajis will go and how they will manage and everything. So this is also one thing that I learned, that we should not be very self-centric as a devotee. It is a very childish behavior that I carry most of the time. That I only always think about myself, but Prabhuji is always thinking about us. And very lastly, I would like to highlight this point that when we were leaving the Sangha and we were going to our places, I remember all the devotees were going on the 10th and 9th, and I was having a train on 10th. So, and the last meeting, Prabhuji has, first of all, we have paid the obeisances. Prabhuji has given us some small instruction. I'm very foolish that I sometimes don't remember things. So, but I do remember one thing, Prabhuji, that in this last 26 years of my life, I haven't been embraced or hugged by someone that with that compassion that you have hugged me, and I was feeling very very special at that time. That this is what I haven't experienced. Nobody has shown me so much compassion towards me. So that one thing that I've taken up with me, and and you have given me you've given all of us the blessings that we are taking with us forward. I, uh, I really admire the way you have taken care of us, because as a 26-year-old male, I have that ego key. I will take care of everything. I am the leader. I am going to be the leader of my family. I am going to lead everything, and as I'm the elder brother in the family, and I will do this and that. But I genuinely understood that I am not that capable enough to take things. As you always say that you are not the in charge. You are just taking the charge. So that attitude, that I was came up with the ego that I'll do everything, and then I remember that Guruji have given me the teachings that I'm coming with full of ego, and I'm going in several directions, but I have to jot down things and just walk on one path. So that one thing I admired a lot, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for giving me time. Thank you, His Grace Krishna Kumar Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji, and thank you all the devotees for giving me time. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Devi. Thank you very much for your kind association. It was short, but it was very nice. And keep coming, and keep attending Avinash Krishna Prabhu's program. And you'll get all knowledge that you need, whatever is needed. All the best to you. And always important, remember these decisions, we have to take our own decisions. And for that, the background should be knowledge. And discrimination is with our intelligence. So if we know this process, then we are always safe. Yeah, all the best to you. It's like a formula, you got formula. So this is how it is now. Okay, this is what is happening. I have got background knowledge, and I've got process to decide, and I'm going to implement this decision like this here. Done. This is how. Just like you implement software formulas, whenever you are doing your work or whatever you're doing. All the best to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, devotees. I hope I'm audible. There's a bit of background noise. But thank you all to the wonderful devotees for your very nice realizations for day 1 and day 2 of our Yatra, as well as Varun Prabhu as well, for when he was able to join us. It's a bit late, so I won't take too much time. But there was a couple of points that I wanted to mention that I was, thinking about. First of all, that we started off the yatra with the parikrama, which which was something that I was very, very grateful for. because we were able to walk through the streets of Vrindavan, you know, and able to soak in like the devotion and the spiritually charged, you know, atmosphere. I was feeling that very much so, and I was telling my mother as we were walking that you know, we were both discussing, and she was telling me like how charged, you know, the atmosphere is, and how much we have to appreciate, you know, and keep that in our hearts. So I was really feeling that as we were walking, you know. It was I was also very, very surprised, and you know, very happy to see that my father was also walking very fast. You know, he was leading the pack, and he didn't stop at all. You know, for the whole parikrama was about 9 to 10 kilometers, which, and you know, it was very, very nice. And I was very happy to, you know, to see that. And you know, all the other devotees as well, with their association, we were just chanting, and we were trying to relish the, you know, walking the streets of Vrindavan. It was very, very different, you know, for me, and I was very happy, as I said, that we started the yatra with that, because it gave me the right, you know, beginning to formulate the right mood, which, you know, the mood of the Hare Krishna weekend programs. And as the devotees mentioned, the program that we had, so we did the parikrama. We went to Srila Prabhupada's Samadhi in the evening. We took darshan. The next day we went to Nandagaon, which the devotees nicely mentioned. There was a couple of particular points I wanted to mention after we went to, you know, Gewakun, which again was a very, very nice experience, and there were a lot of very important discussion points. And I was thinking on this point, you know, that some of the devotees also highlighted the point that, you know, we often feel that when, you know, we are very lucky to go to a Dham, we're really lucky to have the association of devotees, but you know, that there is a sense of familiarity that you do, you know, get that you don't realize. And I did mention to a few of the devotees that, you know, when it comes to the service of Srila Gurudev, and being able to do that even after the physical presence of the spiritual master is not there, keeping the same, in fact, more intensity, that mood is what, you know, we should all aspire to. And that's the mood that, you know, that we try and inculcate in these programs by, you know, the mercy of my parents, my father and my mother. That was one thing that I was really, you know, realizing, that how do we, you know, maintain the same, if not more, intensity in our devotional service. So going to the Dham, we never went to the Dham. We never went to Dhams when Maharaj was physically there, because Maharaj was the Dham. And that was something that my parents always mentioned to me. You know, we don't need to go to Vrindavan, we don't need to go to Mayapur, we don't need to go to any other place except for where Srila Gurudev is. And that was it. That was all that was there for us, you know. And we did not regret any moment. And that is what carries us forward, you know, going to this life and beyond. And within this life, you know, there are so many things that are unknown, but, you know, this constant of being attached to the mercy of Srila Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada and the disciple succession, but particularly Srila Gurudev. So, you know, those were some of the points that I was feeling. And I was also thinking that, you know, the familiarity is to that such an extent that we, you know, even reaching the spiritual world, we still fell down and came down to the material world because we were familiar with our position in the spiritual world. In fact, we wanted to lord it over in the spiritual world. So I was thinking on the point as well that I always feel that I'm the controller and I want to lord everything over. I'm the one, you know, we booked a plane flight to come to Vrindavan. So we did this, we did that. We booked a, you know, cab. We decided the itinerary. So everything in some small, you know, respect, small or big, I think that, you know, I am the controller of this. I'm the controller of that. I'm the controller of, you know, my spiritual, you know, journey. I can, you know, I decide to do this. I decide to do that. But in fact, that's not, you know, that is not the case, because all it requires is mercy. And I, you know, when it was just words to me for a long time. But, you know, after coming to the Dham, with my parents, with all the nice devotees. Those are some of the realizations that I was, getting. That it's there's only mercy that that we can go to the Dham, but also take the right, things and take the right things for our mood from the Dham. Because you cannot stay in the Dham for too long. Because otherwise you won't, it's very, very easy to, lose focus or lose whatever direction that you have. And in the same car trip back from Girokun back to where we were staying, I remember that my mother was saying some very, very important points in that car ride. She doesn't actually, even when asked, she doesn't reveal these deep points, about her personal, sadhana, and about how actually to have the right mood in performing devotional service in extreme adverse circumstances. These are like I just wanted to mention this, that my mother's quite humble. She doesn't say things, but it's very, very important to understand, and to take, to understand the mood in which my mother says. She doesn't project herself to be, but it's very, very, very important. So these, very important points that were mentioned is, something that whoever was there should also, think about and meditate on. My father's important points in Gerokun and throughout the Vrindavan Yatra are also very, very important, which we should all think about. And it comes from spiritual experience. And as I keep trying to think about that, the mood is very, very important. So day 1 and day 2 were very, very nice in the Vrindavan Yatra. My parents were not well. They were both very sick. There were times where they actually weren't able to speak at all, but we all very much enjoyed the Yatra, and we always took more and more and more from coming to these places and recharging our batteries as we learn and grow in our Krishna consciousness. So those were some of the points that I had. It's a bit late now, but yeah, those are some points. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for your nice realizations as usual, and your sharing your experiences. So I'm also going to be very short, and thank you, Krishna Samapan, Krishna Prabhu, but I'm not at all humble, and yeah, so I don't deserve any of the things that you have said. I just, for me personally, even the idea of going to the Dham is in itself very, very motivating, and it is that space where you can be yourself, because when you're doing your day-to-day activities, wherever you are, you're trying to do your day-to-day work activities and your devotional activities, and running around, and sometimes there's no time to even sit down and think or contemplate. So your contemplating is also while you're running around and all these things. So constant performance, everything. I personally think that I mean, Prabhuji always mentions you have to have some time in the day where you have to do your reflection and focus on improving your sadhana and motivating yourself. So for me, even the thought of going to the Dham is in itself very, very motivating. And then it is all dependent on the mercy of Lord Krishna and Radharani. As His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj used to mention, even when we say that we will meet, so Maharaj used to always say Krishna willing. And that always stayed with me, that, it's so true. Krishna willing is everything in our life is Krishna willing, isn't it? And so that ardent prayer is there, because so many things can go right and so many things can go wrong. And so many things we plan, and when actually the reality may happen something else. We plan for 5 days and we may only be there for 3 days, or we may not even be able to go. And we want to do so many things. We want to go to so many places. But so all these things, I mean, it's all the ultimately plan of Krishna and Radharani. Their mercy is there, then we can even think of actually going to the Dham. So it is, as Krishna Das mentions, is a place where you can recharge your self. And I personally feel that you can also implement what you're reading. Like how we say in Dham, we say, everyone, how you treat everybody, because everyone is Dhamvasi. You treat differently. So that consciousness allows you to practice it. Well, you should be practicing it everywhere, essentially. But as a stepping stone, it allows you to implement that, have that consciousness. And personally, even the journey from Ayodhya Dham to Vrindavan Dham was it was very so how do I say, so when you want to go to a place, it was very hard for me to leave from Ayodhya Dham, but the only way I could leave was because I knew I was going to Vrindavan Dham. And then there's this wait or this anticipation. So already all the year along, as soon as my Prabhuji will mention or announce that we are going, then my consciousness starts to think, okay, I'm going. So all these things start to come to my mind. And then the 1 year is already in anticipation of going to visiting the Dham. And then when you're actually closer to, then you're more in anticipation and you just can't wait. And then when that gets stretched, this has happened to me the very first time when I was trying to visit Vrindavan Dham as well. And I had read, before visiting, I'd read a lot about the Dham and experiences and everything. So I was very much in eagerness and to go. And then I think we were traveling in a train. So the train was going to Mathura. And then I just wanted to see, because as a child also, I remember we had been to Mathura and there was a talk going on about going to Vrindavan Dham. And then we had reached late in the night and we had to early morning go somewhere else. So I remember my elders were like talking, Vrindavan is probably only half an hour. Should we go? Do you think now is night we can go and then come back? And all that was going on. And then because it was too late, then they said, no, everything, the temples will be closed and everything, so we can't go. And so I remember as a child, the name called Vrindavan is there. That was my first introduction, I would say, but I could not visit. And so the first time when I was visiting with my Prabhuji and all that, I was very much eager to see, and how does it look like, where is it, how, whatever. So before the train reached Mathura, half an hour before that, it stopped. And stopped for a long time. And I felt, oh, Krishna, how long is this going to, take? And it was like a test for me. So this time also the same experience. Instead of the flight, 2-hour flight, and you reach Vrindavan, that got cancelled. I said, okay, now this is going to be long journey. And, but I think there is so much nectar and sweetness in that eagerness and that, the wait also. Because everything relating to Krishna is nectarian, Whether you're with Krishna, whether you're thinking about Krishna, whether you're thinking of separation from Krishna, whether you're thinking of being with Krishna, everything is just nectarian. It just gives you nectar. It doesn't give you anything negative, So I felt very fortunate to be able to experience that. And I thought, okay, this is good. This is testing my, me also. And obviously, then we reached the Dham, and when we left, wasn't in good health. So yeah, when we reached, we did the parikrama, and then also the other places, as you have mentioned. So I would just like to say that when this is when very early on, when I was married to my Prabhuji, I remember when I did not know anything about Hare Krishna, ISKCON, what is nothing. At that time, he had said, I have a dream. I have a dream that devotees should be my friends. So I said, okay, who are devotees? Like that. And so he had always this thing. And at that time, it's okay. I mean, friends means, yes, you acquaint and then you meet and, you share your realizations, everything. But I felt that a little bit we could do that this time as well. There were so many realizations that the other Pandits and they also shared, And I remember them saying also that, that they were also gauging whether they can share or not. They were seeing how the mood was, whether the mood was receptive or enabled to receive the message in the correct way, And then they also relish sharing. So that was very nice. Relishing of prasadam, an act of instruction, how you share and like that. So yeah, it was very very intense. And the place we went to, Gehravan. So the Gehram, Gahivarud is a word in Marathi which means overwhelm. So I was everyone was feeling like that. All the devotees were sharing, and I said this place also is the same. Name is only like that. It's a very overwhelming feeling. So you want to do something, then you get to do it, and then when you experience it, then you should be able to receive it also. It's so much to take, and we should have that capacity. So it was very overwhelming, and it was very beautiful, very nice experience as usual. Yeah, so, very grateful that you could come to the Dham. I just feel that for me that in itself is it's like that treasure that you carry with you, which keeps you going, for the rest of your time until you go back again. Thank you to all the wonderful devotees as well. Thank you for being very tolerant and very nice. And thank you for all the prasadam also. As I mentioned earlier, the chivda and laddus by Suchi Mataji, Shushi Mataji, and Pradhan Baba and family. So, really appreciate that thoughtfulness. And yeah, thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So I think with this we conclude our today's first and second days Vraj Dham Yatra, realizations and memories. We will have the opportunity for all the devotees to also share anything which they like to share, or from what the devotees have experienced, in their personal realizations and all. So, and yeah, if somebody wants to say something for now, happy to do so. Otherwise, we will do it at the end after all the three. There will be two more sessions. Bashara Gurudev was asking for this mercy to go through. Yeah. But if anyone wants to say anything now, those who have heard, you're welcome to say something now. Hare Krishna. Okay, Hare Krishna. So wonderful. We will conclude today's discussion. today's program. And Krishna willing, next week we'll be back in New Zealand, and we'll have a program from Auckland, New Zealand. Bashara Gurudev Vaishnava Forest. Hare Krishna, Jai Shri Gurudev Ki Jai, Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Dev. Okay, so whose turn is it to sing Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us today?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, it's my turn Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण सुभद्रा जी, कैसे हैं आप जी?
मैं ठीक हूँ प्रभुजी, आप कैसे हैं?
हाँ, हम भी ठीक है, थैंक यू वेरी मच। आप खेलते हैं पबजी? आपको मालूम है पबजी है तो कुछ गेम? नहीं मालूम? वेरी गुड, जाने की जरूरत भी नहीं है, ढूंढना भी नहीं गूगल में जाकर पबजी के। वेरी बैड, ठीक है ना? इंटरेस्टेड नहीं है इस चीज में। ठीक है, वेरी नाइस, वेरी नाइस। So please sing very nicely with actions and we'll follow you. Okay? चले, 1 2 3 शुरू कीजिए।
Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us.
Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us.
We have learned some real good stuff.
We have learned some real good stuff.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
And today for you we will sing.
And today for you we will sing.
If our room is clean,
If our room is clean,
then our mind is clean.
then our mind is clean.
And if our mind is clean,
Mind is clean,
then we can do anything.
we can do anything.
If our room is dirty,
If our room is dirty,
then so are we.
then so are we.
And if we are dirty,
And if we are dirty,
we're not happy.
we are not happy.
Wasting time
Wasting time
is the greatest crime.
is the greatest crime.
Because wasted time
Because wasted time
means a wasted mind.
means a wasted mind.
So best use your time.
So best use your time
You're in your prime.
when you are in your prime.
And your whole life
Your whole life
will be sublime.
will be sublime.
If your wealth is gone,
If your wealth is gone,
then there is nothing wrong.
then there is nothing wrong.
If your health is gone,
But if your health is gone,
then that's a different song.
that's a different song.
If your character dies,
If your character dies,
the world will cry.
the world will cry.
Decently behavior,
Saintly behavior,
lets humanity's thrive.
lets humanity's thrive.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
We must always remember Krishna.
We must always remember Krishna
Never forget him too.
and never forget him too.
But how are we to practice this with so many things to do?
But how are we to practice this with so many things to do?
That is the greatest question.
That is the greatest question.
And here's the greatest clue.
And here is the greatest clue.
You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
So listen very closely.
Listen very closely
And make your thinking sharp.
and make your thinking sharp.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
If something's due tomorrow,
If something's due tomorrow,
finish it today.
finish it today.
Whatever's due today,
Whatever's due today,
do it now, don't delay.
do it now, don't delay.
Your friends might be lazy,
Your friends might be lazy
or doing bad things,
or doing bad things,
but you think again,
but you think again,
don't follow them,
don't follow them,
and you will win in the end.
and you will win in the end.
Whatever work we're given,
Whatever work we're given,
we do our very best.
we do our very best.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
This is how to live, to work and to play. You learn to live this way, you'll see Krishna every day.
This is how to live, to work and to play. You learn to live this way, oh Sri Krishna, every day.
And when our time is up, he'll take us up above. We're singing down to him with a heart full of love.
When our time is up, he'll take us up above. We sing and dance with him with a heart full of love.
So chant Krishna's name, his glories and his fame. Is the only way this world will ever become sin.
So chant Krishna's name, his glories and his fame. It's the only way this world will ever become sin.
Now, please ask this greatest question.
Now please ask this greatest question.
And find this greatest clue.
And find this greatest clue.
You can only remember Krishna.
You can only remember Krishna
If Krishna remembers you.
if Krishna remembers you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai.
There's Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, Shri Gurudev ki Jai. Jagat Guru Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Chandra Prem Anande Hari Hari Bol Chananda Koti Vaishnava ki Jai. Namo Vishwudaya Bhutale Srimati Mahavishnu Goswami ki Namini. Namo Vishwudaya Krishna Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami ki Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaur Vani Prasarane Devi Shri Sundavadi Pasha Vedesare. Hare Krishna. So thank you very much once again for your wonderful realization. You took us back to our memories of Vraja. And Krishna willing, next week we will meet at the same place, same time. Till then, but a different location. Place is not the same, but online is the same. Okay. Till then, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Hare
very
Krishna,
much.
Prabhuji.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Prabhuji,
Krishna.
thank
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Jai.
Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.